hands! Get down on the floor! Get on the fucking floor right now! Get down! Hands out to the side! Do not fucking move!
Calm yourself down! Don't you dare spit at me! Don't you dare spit at me! Stick towards officers!
Hello friends. We want to announce to everyone that, as of now, we will be collaborating with Traveller Daily from 11 to 12 GMT+1 to give you news on other things happening in the UK, Europe and America. In this session, we will be covering what the mainstream media does not cover, so make sure you subscribe to our channel to be updated.
Recently, in a protest organised by pro-Palestinian protesters in London, the UK Med Police began mass arrests of the protesters because they did not respect the police's orders. This has been going on for so long and the police usually do nothing about it.
Okay.
You're still alive?
They're just Zionists, so they're all sure getting paid for standing there being protected by the police.
Many British patriots have been into problems for innocent reasons, and the police do nothing about it. But for these pro-Palestinians who disrupt all activities all the time, the police never take action against them. Maybe they will continue after this one. In recent weeks, London has witnessed a significant rise in protests surrounding the ongoing Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Among these demonstrations, a notable protest organised by pro-Palestinian activists garnered widespread attention, not only for its scale, but also for the ensuing clashes between protesters and law enforcement. The incident, marked by mass arrests, raises critical questions about the nature of protest, civil liberties, and the role of police in managing public demonstrations. The conflict between Israel and Palestine is a long-standing issue, deeply rooted in historical grievances, territorial disputes, and cultural divides. In recent years, the situation has escalated, leading to increased violence and suffering on both sides. As a result, international awareness and activism have surged, with various groups advocating for Palestinian rights and raising awareness about humanitarian crises in the region. London, as a global city with a rich history of activism, has become a focal point for these movements. The pro-Palestinian protest was organised in response to recent events in the region, particularly the escalation of violence and the ongoing humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Activists aim to draw attention to these issues, mobilising supporters from various backgrounds to unite under a common cause. On the day of the protest, thousands of individuals gathered in central London, carrying banners and chanting slogans that called for justice, peace, and an end to the violence. The atmosphere was charged with emotion, as many participants shared personal stories of loss and hardship related to the conflict. The gathering was peaceful at first, reflecting the sentiments of those who feel compelled to voice their concerns about the plight of Palestinians. However, as the protest continued, tensions began to rise. Reports emerged that some protesters were disregarding police instructions related to the demonstration's route and duration. The police, tasked with maintaining order and ensuring public safety, issued warnings before deciding to take action. This decision, however, would lead to a significant escalation of the situation. The police response to the protests was swift and decisive. Officers began to make mass arrests, citing public safety concerns and the need to enforce the law. This action drew immediate backlash from protesters and activists, who viewed the police's approach as heavy-handed and an infringement on their right to assemble and express their views. The principle of the right to protest is enshrined in law in many democratic societies, including the UK. It allows individuals to gather and express their opinions, particularly on issues of social justice and human rights. However, this right is not absolute, and law enforcement agencies often face the challenging task of balancing public safety with the rights of protesters. The mass arrests sparked outrage among protesters, many of whom argued that their right to peaceful assembly was being violated. Activists expressed their frustration through social media, highlighting images and videos of the arrests and calling for solidarity from other pro-Palestinian groups worldwide. They emphasized that the actions of the police were counterproductive, only serving to heighten tensions and draw more attention to their cause. Statements from various human rights organizations condemned the police's actions, arguing that such measures suppress legitimate dissent and violate fundamental freedoms. Activists called for the release of those detained and for an independent investigation into the police's conduct during the protest. The events that unfolded during the pro-Palestinian protest in London are reflective of a broader trend seen in many countries where protests related to contentious issues are met with a heavy police presence. This phenomenon raises important questions about the state of civil liberties and the role of law enforcement in democratic societies. Media coverage of protests plays a significant role in shaping public perception. The portrayal of the pro-Palestinian protest in London varied across different outlets. Some emphasized the scale of the protest and the emotional narratives shared by participants, while others focused on the confrontations with police and the subsequent arrests. The framing of these events can influence public opinion and impact the broader discourse surrounding the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Responsible reporting that captures the complexities of the situation is essential for fostering informed discussions and understanding the diverse perspectives involved. As the dust settles from the recent protests in London, it is crucial for all stakeholders, protesters, law enforcement, and the media to engage in constructive dialogue. Understanding each other's perspectives and concerns can pave the way for more effective and peaceful demonstrations in the future. The pro-Palestinian protest in London serves as a powerful reminder of the complexities surrounding activism, civil liberties, and law enforcement. While the right to protest is fundamental, it is equally important for authorities to navigate these situations with care, respecting the voices of those who seek to bring attention to pressing social issues. As the world continues to grapple with the implications of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, it is imperative that dialogue remains open and that all voices are heard. The recent protests may have ended in conflict, but they highlight the urgent need for understanding, empathy, and action in the face of ongoing humanitarian crises. In a world increasingly divided by conflict, the ability to protest peacefully and effectively is more important than ever.